Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a match between Hiya and Bisu here on Fighting Spirit from a Team Liquid replay pack on TL.net. Bottom left-hand corner is the Terran player. He is orange and he is Hiya. Okay, so Hiya versus Jaedong that I cast back on December 19th, 2017 has 100,000 views. 102,000 views. An additional 780. So I'm not sure if it's Hiya or Jaedong, but okay, just kidding. It's Jaedong. And in the bottom right-hand corner is the White Protoss player, Bisu. All right, man, Bisu here versus Hiya. Ready for you today and forever. It is a really good Terran player, man. He took Jaedong to an incredible 26-minute TVZ out there on the channel back December Christmas time, 2017. So by golly, a year and a half ago. Was making that stuff happen. So if you want to check it out, let me know. I'll put a link in the top right if you want to watch that one. Jaedong replays against Terran are unfortunately in short supply. I have so many ZVPs with Jaedong. Basically, a bunch of games that he played as practice against members of his own clan that he was in at the time. And so, ton of it. For some reason, it's all Protoss. I've been able to find one or two ZVTs around here. That's one, obviously, against Hiya. And then ZVZ's in short supply, but people don't necessarily want to see those. Although I guess if it was a Jaedong ZVZ, people would be more interested. I don't know, man. ZVZ's an interesting one. Either you love it or you don't like it all that much. Not really much in between there. Is that a... what is this? Barracks? That is a barracks at the front here. All right, man. So walling off, interestingly enough, usually a bunker is all you want at the front here against a Protoss player like Bisu, who was likely going to go for that early Dragoon range build, which we've seen so very often in PvTs. It's not a guarantee. We don't see it every single time, but we do see it from time to time. If that makes any sense here. But Cybernetics Core, I mean, nothing here is telling us what Bisu's going to be doing. Same thing here for Hiya. I mean, sure, he could be taking gas at this point, but really you don't need it. All you need are bunkers, and maybe a bunker, and Marines. You can hold off most of what the Protoss player can throw at you at these early stages. Like a big old Zealot push would be hard to deal with, but again, bunkers with Marines, with repairing SCVs can handle that. If you scout a multiple gateway situation here without a Cybernetics Core, first of all, are you playing against the computer? Because if you play against the AI in StarCraft Brood War, the Protoss will about 99% of the time go for like a 7-gate mass Zealot push on you. And I guess they will get a Cyber Core because they will go for Zealot legs. But yeah, I mean, no Dragoons in sight, just Zealots upon Zealots upon Zealots. It is hard to hold if you don't know that it's coming, but once you do, you just wall off, honestly. Or like you rush to get Lurkers, you get a bunch of Sunkens behind Evolution Chambers. That messes with the AI. And yeah, AI is really dumb. It was not that great in 1998, which, fair enough, man. 1998 programming is hard enough as it is. Trying to create an artificial intelligence, come on, man. How hard is that? Meanwhile, Bisu not expanding, yo. What is he? He's scouting around, perhaps, wow. He wants a pylon over there for scouting purposes. He really is going for Singularity Charge and not much else. He is scouting around like a crazy person at the moment. Trying to see what's going on. But, I mean, first Dragoon on the way, and there's your bunker. The timing here could not be better for Hiya. He knows what's coming. The SCV is scouting around, sees no expansion, sees this is going to be at least a couple Dragoons with range. And if I don't have a bunker up, bad things will happen for me. Now, what he also wants, in the long run, is a factory, just because the factory does shove away those Dragoons. The reason for the range on the Dragoons is they can outrange Marines inside a bunker once they have that Singularity Charge upgrade. That's why that's being rushed out here by Bisu. We're not even 4 minutes in, and that sucker's almost halfway done. More than halfway done! Come on! Where is your understanding of percentages, Falcon? You got it. You got this. Let's do this thing. Man, if you didn't watch the Nada... oh, who did he play? Nada versus Effort game that I posted last Saturday, please check it out. It is incredible. I have some microphone issues. So Windows 10 has this thing, a setting where it allows a program to take control of the microphone and change the settings on it on the fly, which sucks. I understand why, like if Skype or Google recognizes that you don't have enough volume on your call, then it will bump it up for you. But it was doing that the other day. Man, this is some really good stuff. Bringing the SCVs in. There we go. All right, SCVs are going to get repairing. So, unbeknownst to me, I've done a video call with my kids who are spending some time with their grandparents this weekend. Or were. They're back home now. But, and it knocked up my output volume to 93 out of 100. I usually have it at 70, so it's this stupid volume that it blows out your ears, and I had to knock down the overall volume on the entire thing just to try to compensate, and it doesn't sound very good, but by golly, it's an incredible game. Please don't let that dissuade you from watching it if you haven't already. Nada versus Effort last Saturday. Holy cannoli. Disgustingly incredible. Incredible game. Thanks to KD for sending that one in. KD has been scouring the internet looking for good replays for me to cast. Really appreciate that. If you want to do that too, I'll give you all the credit on the earth, because it's a hard job finding good remastered replays. Brood War replays too will work if it was played before the remastered client came out. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're not moving out. If you're Hiya here, you do want to get tanks. And you do want to get siege mode. This is not really intended to kill the Terran player. I don't think I've ever seen this actually kill a Terran. They know enough to bring up the SCVs and repair. Not a problem. They know if to get a tank out. And Bisu's double expanding behind this. He's got his natural base. He's got his third base now warping in. So, I mean, it gives you some time. The Terran player can't get out when this is the case, but at the same time, the Terran player is not also going to die here. So, repairs. Where's your siege mode? Is it done? He doesn't want to go into siege mode because he's worried about the Dragoons jumping on him if that happens. All right, Marines focusing in. Tank getting some shots off here, too. I don't know about this from Hiya. He's going to lose all of his Marines. Tank getting some serious shots off, and now he's outnumbered 4-1. That's not good. You cannot lose. Oh, my gosh, he's going to lose the tank. He lost the tank. Hiya did not handle that very well at all. Now you have to fight with SCVs and Vultures, which they don't want to do. And this is really, really bad for Hiya. He let that bunker go down. Ah, that was a massive, massive misstep there. He didn't want to siege up the tank. I understand that, but you can't let the bunker die. You got to keep that repair going, man. He slipped up, and now these Dragoons are just in Party Town, USA. 5, 4, and 3 kills on those guys. Way more effective than they have any right to be. Spider Mines are done, though. And that makes the Dragoons a little bit... Oh, there's an Observer here, though. There's an Observer. What a build from Bisu. He's making another one, too. Another tank. Wait, is that Siege? Siege tank wasn't even... Oh, he went for Spider Mines before he went for Siege. That's why he didn't. Spider Mines saving the day. Saving the day, saving the day. Dragoon goes down with 6 kills, but he's a happy Dragoon. Where do Dragoons go when they die? Zealots are put into Dragoon bodies. We know that. But where do Dragoons go? I'm guessing they become part of the Kala or something along those lines. I don't know. StarCraft 2 messed up all that lore, so if you don't want your lore to be messed up, don't pay attention to what happens in Legacy of the Void, the expansion for StarCraft 2. Just, yeah, recommended not to do that. All right, Armory coming in. We're just going mech all the way here because, you know, it's a TVP. Really nothing else is all that viable, which kind of, I don't know. Kind of wish there was a way to do anything other than just Vulture Tank against Protoss and have it be viable. I mean, sometimes Protoss is nice and goes for Carrier, and then suddenly Goliaths are amazing. But otherwise, if you do anything but this, you just die. Just Bio is too flimsy for things like Storm to deal with things like Reavers. I mean, it's good in other matchups, but not against the Protoss. Third base coming in for Hiya. On the left side is 780-52 overall supply for the Protoss. This has all the makings of a Bisu just kind of wins by winning every facet of the game from minute 1 to minute 59. I don't know, it's not a 59-minute match. You know that based on the length of this video. But remember those days? Remember early days in YouTube? You used to watch games and they'd be split into 10-minute increments? Because all you could upload was a 10-minute video in YouTube in the early days if you had a new account. So I would watch Brood War games that were split into 10-minute increments for like a 35-minute game. It was annoying. And it was weird, and nobody really liked it. But now, ta-da, you can have really long games. And honestly, I'm trying to remember how long it took for me to get that. It was almost instantaneous, I want to say. When I started my channel back in 2015, I want to say it was pretty much right away I was able to upload those longer games. I mean, I got started with some shorter ones. As the Vulture gets back into the third base of Bisu, kills a couple probes. 4 kills on that guy, but not sure how many of those are probes. Either way, he did his job. If every Vulture got 4 kills, Hiya would win this game. Prediction. Prediction made. Factories continuing to be produced here. Third base happily up and running with a bit of a wall up in case Dragoons try to get up on Zealots too. Zealots are a problem as far as the harassment goes. And man, already got a Templar Archives. Already, is that a... Come on. Orbital Tribunal. That's right. That's what the Templar Archives is for. Orbital Tribunal also could work in some High Templar, though. We've seen some really good success for Protoss versus Terran in which they get Storm. No, Storm doesn't one-shot tanks. No, it's not one-shot against Goliaths either, but it does weaken them enough that Zealots and Dragoons can finish them off much more easily than if they have 100% of health. So we'll see if Bisu goes with that here today, but man, he's already going for the Arbiter drops, which, woof, that makes me excited. Let's do some Arbiter warpins here, some recalls. the particular name of that there spell. Another Dragoon running around up north. Nope. Getting shut down by the Dragoon patrol here. 121 to 80 total supply. Bisu keeps pulling ahead in overall supply, but this tank line getting pretty scary, and Dragoons on their own are not going to break it. So at this stage, I would say that Hiya is in a pretty good position. But guess what's dropping in his main base? That's right, Zealots. A bunch of Zealots are in this shuttle. And bam. That's what the Vulture's here for, though. 2 Vultures, man. Pretty darn good against Zealots, as it turns out. Missile turret coming up. Just to make sure the shuttle has to get out of here, because nothing here can shoot up right now, and nothing can really chase it away. It can hang out all at once, which is really annoying. Does scout, there we go, science facility for EMP and detection, in case, you know, Dark Templars show up or whatnot. Also, you know, Arbiters cloak stuff, so that's the thing. Not really used as part of its skill set, though. I mean, you can't stop it from cloaking. You don't have to research cloaking either. But you'd have to be able to see stuff anyway. So science vessels it is. 4th base warping in for Bisu up north. And this shuttle's just like nothing here can shoot up. I don't know what I'm worried about. 5 Goliaths at a time in production, though. With Charon boosters coming in, too. Does he know something I don't? These are gateways, man. These are not stargates. We're not seeing a carrier transition here today. Not yet. Anyway, we're only 11 minutes in. This is one of my favorite tracks from the soundtrack. Just makes me feel like an honorable commander, commanding my troops into battle. I don't know what instruments these are right here. It's like really soft horns. I guess, like really muted French horns or something. Maybe it's more of a synth thing. Maybe it's not like an actual instrument. Tank drop, kind of floating around here. Vulture's cruising about. They're going to get killed by that Dragoon setup here. My goodness, it's 177 supply to 121. Bisu keeps getting further and further ahead. His macro is insane right now. But again, can't handle the tank line. He needs to drop around it. Needs to get some storm on it. Needs to get some zealots to absorb some shots from those tanks. Get inside that minimum attack range, etc., etc. We're working on +1 attack. Actually, +1 attack is done for BC. +1 attack is done for the ground mech units for Hiya here as well. Ooh, the drop ship, the drop tank here thing has 3 HP and is running away as fast as possible. There's no speed upgrade for drop ships. They are not able to move any faster than that ever at any point in the game, or any slower than that, really. I guess, although the acceleration means there is a small time when they are accelerating and moving more slowly. So it looks like Bisu's all... I'm maxed out. Let's go. I'm up 70 supply on Hiya right now. 70. Ah, that hurts. Arbiter, cloak, and stuff. Missile turrets here to detect. Is he going? All right, man. It's a going situation. Spider Mine's on the Zealots. Tanks need to be firing. Oh, man. The Vultures are late. The Vultures are late getting in here. Nice stasis on a good chunk of those tanks. 4 tanks going down here. Vultures need to deal with the Zealots. The tanks need to be firing on the Dragoons. Still 50 supply lead right now for Bisu. Big old gateway army getting into the natural base, causing some major problems for everybody here. Spider Mines helping. Vultures helping against these Zealots too, but taking down armories, denying upgrades. Is Bisu right now. More army cruising on in. Zealots trying to get into this mineral line, but getting chased away a little bit there by these Vultures. Good control by Hiya there. But the Dragoon count is about as big as it was when it came in, it feels like. However, tanks coming in, not in siege mode. Spider Mines on the top of the ramp actually helping keep this army out. The natural command center is going to burn down in the sky if it doesn't get dealt with post-haste. It needs to move over here. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Repair it, repair it, repair it. He's not. There you go. Woo, 7 HP on the repair there. And all of the Dragoons finally do get cleared out. But man, it's 140 to 101 supply. Bisu's expanded behind this. He's on 5 bases. Hiya is barely on 3 at this stage of the game. It's not looking good. Let's just say it's not looking good for the Terran player. And that wasn't even a drop. That was just like a straight up walk on in, mash my face against yours until you die style of play there. Gosh, Spider Mines do kill the Zealots, but take some tanks with them. Arbiter pinging away. Does get a tank kill. Hey, a tank kill is something you can talk to your friends about back home. 172 to 97 overall supply. Bisu's been making 10 Zealots and 10 Dragoons at a time, just kind of alternating. He's working on that +2 attack, just about done here. And denying those upgrades, man, that hurts a lot for Hiya. He had double armory here, and they are gone. Vulture's trying to even this up a little bit. Why are you, I guess, maybe trying to save some time for this tank drop to get some stuff done, but nope. I mean, the answer here is no. That is too many Zealots and too many Dragoons. Actually, you didn't even need the Dragoons there, as it turns out. The Vulture's just throwing Spider Mines down in random spots here. Can they get up this? They sure can't. Bisu's walls are good walls, but what this does is keeps the pressure off of Hiya temporarily, at least. Is not doing a ton of damage, but it's definitely keeping Bisu's attention on the other side of the map right now. But guess what? Our first Stargate's on the way. Where is it? Where is the Stargate, Clarice? There it is. There is the Stargate. It's just the one for now. And Bisu is back to being maxed out, so he doesn't have any room for carriers. I think the plan is, if he doesn't win with this, he starts transitioning into carriers off of 5 bases. He can afford it. So it turns out when you're on 5 bases, good crap, this is insane. Once again, not using the recall ability, just like straight up moving into tank lines. That is really great stasis again there, catching, boy, 4 tanks and 2 vultures. Trying to take down the Arbiter, dropping Zealots on top of tanks here with the shuttles. Everybody dying. Everybody is dying here right now. Tanks down, Vulture trying to save the day. Any Spider Mines possible. Tanks are coming off the line to defend against this. Zealots are on top of your siege tanks, causing major problems for them. But once again, Hiya stays alive. I mean, it's an alive situation. It's not a super healthy situation. This Zealot is 0. He just wants to kill a tank, man. Oh, he got a tank kill before he died. Hooray! He's going to have a lot of stories to tell when he gets resurrected into a Dragoon's body. Or put into a Dragoon. Is it a resurrection? I don't know if it is. Either way, man, Hiya on 3 bases really hasn't even attempted to expand at all in the last, I feel like, 6 or 7 minutes. And I guess when Bisu's throwing huge numbers of gateway units at your face, you're going to have a bad time. Okay, so the Stargate was actually just for additional Arbiter production. Not going carriers at all. He doesn't feel like he needs to. He's up 60 supply, which is pretty good. But again, tank's amazing, and as they keep getting upgrades, they get even better. The thing that was the amazing part about delaying the upgrades was that +1 tanks are much different from +2 tanks that are almost +3 tanks against your Dragoons that don't have any armor upgrades or shield upgrades at all. Spider Mines just getting cleared out. That's a nice thing I like that Bisu does. He doesn't let Spider Mines just fester in the ground and grow into giant Spider Mine fields. He's got observers in nice random positions throughout the map. He knows when Spider Mines go down, and then he goes over and clears them out. It's much easier to clear minefields in this game than it is in real life. I've read some books and stories about, well, I guess they're not books entirely about minefield clearing, but books involving minefield clearing. Anyway, it's horrible, man. There are places in the world that have been seeded for mines that are still incredibly dangerous, and there's no real good way to handle them. Duh, what a mess. What a mess war is, honestly. 196 to 146 supply. I mean, again, Bisu's just kind of had a bit of a stranglehold on this game the entire time. The early pressure got way more done than it was supposed to against Hiya. And he's just moved into just remaxing every couple of minutes and just attacking into the front door of where Hiya's defense is. I mean, I guess it makes more sense to attack here than up this ramp, which is going to be really choky. This is choky too, but not as much. It is really seeded with Spider Mines here. Observer gets sniped out of the sky. Bisu, he's just so active with his army, you guys. 270 APM, moving around different control groups here and there, checking to make sure he knows if Hiya's expanded. He's taking a 6th base. This is just insult to injury right now. This is just Bisu saying, hey, I'm going to take a 6th base if... Oh, actually, this is a 6th. This is a 7th base. Counting is easy. Just the Falcon Paladin method of using your fingers while casting. +3 attack done for the ground units. +2/+1 done here for Hiya. Picking off another observer is nice. EMP whiffs on that one. Hiya not looking good in this game. Maybe he's intimidated playing against Bisu. Maybe he's I don't know, just not playing well. Maybe he's tired. Maybe he just did too much the day before. Not quite well rested enough for this match because this is not looking good. Did the EMP catch that Arbiter? No. It did not. An amazing stasis comes down before it gets sniped up. So Hiya is really trying hard to push out here. It's just not working for him, is what it's not doing. Is that another base? Yeah, man. Bisu is toying with Hiya in this game. He really is. Coming in again with the Arbiters for Cloak. He cut a stasis on his own Observer, which is hilarious. Unloading tanks, or unloading Zealots on top of these tanks. You know what, actually? It's 173 to 152 supply. Somehow Bisu's not up that much anymore. Yeah, I don't know about this, Bisu. Maybe you got a little bit overconfident and you let the upgrades get a little bit better, a little bit too good. For the Terran player, +3 and +2 armor are coming in right now. Stasis lasts approximately forever and half a day. I like how you can catch your own units in it. Stasis Observer is not something you see all the time. Makes me laugh. And just kind of A-moving here. Hiya. Hiya. You're not doing this thing, are you? I mean, I've been talking my face off about how Bisu's been in control of this game from the start to the finish. And sure, Zealots are getting on top of your tanks a little bit, but they're all gone. Bringing additional dudes in is fine, but the Vultures are cruising in at the same time. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's 180 to 112 supply. Even if Hiya wins this battle, he's just going to be out macroed. There's just no way. And that's it. That's your good game. Does manage to get through. Bisu gets the win there in 21 minutes and 51 seconds. I mean, there is a universe in which Hiya is able to break through and knock out this and get into the production and really wipe out these gateways. There's still a bunch remaining here. Obviously, Bisu's going to split up his production just to prevent that from happening. But there is a world where that happens, and then he's kind of able just to keep moving about. But I don't know. Thinking about it, I mean, even if we're just making Dragoons and Zealots off of these 8 gateways here consistently off of the millions of bases that he still has and still getting income from, yeah, I think he would have been fine. So, Hiya, good effort, man. But he might have lost that one just in the first, 5 minutes or so, which is always bad. It's always bad to lose a game in the first 5 minutes and then have it last 22 minutes. And sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes it is. All right. Cool stuff there from these two players. And let's go ahead and check out that final score. I don't know really what else to say other than Bisu handled that from start to finish. Once he had Hiya contained, Hiya could not move out, and Hiya did not really try to move out. Bisu just built a million bases, and that was it. Sometimes that's all it is. In the end, Bisu produced 365 units. And we're just kidding, 293 more here for the Terran player, which I am honestly surprised about. That's an interesting number there. But in the end, Terran player lost more than Bisu did. Structures raised. Yeah, no buildings killed against Bisu is not going to get it done. And surprisingly, gas mine is fairly even. Bisu was just getting mostly minerals out of those extra bases. But man, he spent a full 16,000 resources more than Hiya did and was prepared to spend another 16,000 more several times over if he'd been allowed to stay in that game. So GG there from Bisu. And that's going to be it from me. So this is Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. Go ahead, hit, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.